Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
What is
Hello.
up?
We are back-a-lacka.
Oh, gross.
We back in this motherfucker.
Episode 24.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm just agreeing with every number you guys
24.
say.
honestly, we
anyone
could say
actually knows,
19 and
please
I would be like,
DM
oh,
us
yeah.
the answer.
Yeah.
We never
And you
even,
win free candy.
we never even mentioned the Michael Jordan
24
episode.
pieces.
Oh, we didn't.
That was last
was our
week was
last
the Michael
episode.
Jordan episode. It's 23.
Fuck.
What's
Yeah.
2024?
This one's King James.
No, it's
What's
not.
funnier than 24?
Well,
And then we'll
he's
finish
a
the
different number
episode.
now.
No, he's the
Next
23
episode.
still.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
24.
And then he
24.
moved over to 6.
Who's 24?
Huh?
Who's 24?
My boy, Kobe Bryant, R.I.P.
Oh, we can't talk about dying. That was last week's episode.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
Wait, we're talking about... Oh, I guess we're not talking about the...
Almost unaliving.
This is almost unaliving ourselves.
Yeah, not
Oh, okay.
all the way on a line.
Yeah, that was real
Wait,
tragic.
we're still talking about the unaliving? I deleted all of them.
Oh, my fucking
Oh,
gosh.
but I
Okay.
already wrote it
Okay,
down.
fine, then I'll get them out of my trash.
But we almost talked about
Do you
that.
not handle your trash and... Never mind. I don't know where I was going to go with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't. I always remember when I first met Matt, he had pictures of his ex on his trash, and there were hella boobs.
Hella boobs, bro.
I got so mad. Oh, no, I actually got really insecure.
I was like, why the
Even though
fuck
mine looked better, but...
I was like, why the fuck are you snooping, bro?
No,
Like-
he was like, I'm so sorry. I swear I thought I deleted them all. You know I would never
They
do
were
that."
deleted.
Technically, he
They
did.
were deleted. They were just in the, like, recently deleted file.
Yeah, because he, like, deleted it, like, the day before.
So
He deleted them before he came over.
iPhone is weird because he'll be like, delete something. Whereas if you had Android, it's like that bitch is gone.
Right.
Like you're like bye. But iPhone's like, hey, we're gonna keep
iPhone's
this.
like, let's
We're just
just
like,
stir
hey,
the pot.
look.
Let's stir that pot with those couple.
Facts. But I deleted it. So,
That's how Maddie be like. She's like, whose blood is
Technically-
this? I'm like, mine. Chill.
and I'm going to...
Matt's.
It's Matt's.
But yeah, so... What's the matter with my nudes?
You don't use filters.
Like
It's
fresh
a
out the
butthole.
shower.
Why would I use a filter to my butthole?
There's some ones that just keep it snatched.
My shit is already
It's
snatched.
like the lip injection. Like the Kylie Jenner.
He said that you don't use any filters. You come out the shower just looking like a Vienna sausage, and you're like, that looks good.
Bro, how'd you know? That's literally what it looks like out the shower, too.
Ugh.
Ew.
Mary's like, I've never taken a shower with you before. I don't know.
I don't know you.
Okay, cool.
Is
bye.
this a glitch in the Matrix?
Oh, shit.
No, but this is. No.
Nice
Go
segue.
ahead.
So
Alright.
this week we're talking
Don't
about
get sweaty.
Glitch in the Matrix,
Matrix.
which is basically almost unaliving yourself
Glitch.
stories, right?
Near-death
About the same.
Matrix.
experience.
This
Near-death
was, yeah.
Near
We are the boys
unaliving
in motion.
experiences.
This was all inspo from my coworker telling me a story nonchalantly one day at work where she was like, yeah, I was at the stoplight and the light turned green, so she was going to go, but then her phone rang. So that split second of grabbing her phone to answer her mom, this truck fucking passed that red light and she would have gotten smacked if she went through.
But how is that
Mm.
a glitch
no,
in the
that
Matrix?
was the unalive.
That was
That's the
almost unaliving
inspiration to
yourself,
this
yeah.
whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then I have a lot of stories like
Okay.
that.
Do you not read our fucking
He
group
can't
chat?
read.
I'm going to be honest with
You know
you.
this.
I'm on my phone 1,000,000 hours a day. And sometimes I don't read the messages all the way through.
I just want to.
I'm like,
if I'm going to be honest with you, I have to read 1,000,000 emails, 1,000,000 texts, and 1,000,000 messages. So if a couple, like one or two from the group chat, just kind of go over my head, I'm fucking
You
sorry.
never respond to the group chat.
you
What are
literally
fucking
said
talking
this
about?
yesterday to another group chat that you're in when we were at your friend Travell's house.
What'd I say?
Martell was like, "Oh yeah, you never
Yo,
read the group chat."
Because one of my friends was like, yo, I think my wife is cheating on me. And I was like, I never heard that happen. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I did.
You look all the way in the group chat, and everyone's like, I'm so sorry, man. Like, if you need anything or something. You're like, LeMayo, have you seen the picture of this cat?
Yo, that is the opposite of when anything happens in our group chat. We're the largest assholes, bro. We are the worst people
Jeez.
in the world to talk to about a real life situation.
And he's like that
That's
at home
horrible.
too.
Oh no.
I was like,
God.
Matt, my hair's falling out. He was like, good. And I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, okay, Baldy.
Yeah. We'll get in arguments and he'll just call out my bald hair.
I'll be
head.
like, yeah, you're getting mad because you have no hair on top, you stink ass slut. No, I'm just
Jesus.
Christ.
All this because I won't like reheat food or something.
I like my meatballs hot. Whatever.
Anyways.
But also, back to your story. Who says that texting while driving doesn't save lives?
No, her mom was
Roxanne.
calling her.
She wasn't texting. She was answering.
No.
a
She
phone
wasn't
call.
texting Louise.
Oh,
If you would have
lame.
I think
listened,
she was like,
and you would have
she went
read
to, like,
the group
click
chat, you would have known.
Facts.
Well, sometimes, like one time, I almost got in a car accident, but then like I was playing Pokemon Go while driving,
Oh my
and I was trying to
gosh.
catch something, so I didn't hit the car next
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
So, if anything,
See,
saved lives that
almost
day.
gets into a car accident like every single time.
So I was
we
watching-
leave fucking house.
So, like, I was watching a porno, and the money shot was getting ready to happen, and I looked down right at the right second, and I veered off the side of the road a little bit,
You were driving?
and somebody had pulled out of my lane, but had realized that they had pulled out of my lane, so they stopped. But since I was obsessed with the porn, I had already veered over, and I was like, if I wouldn't have had the porn, I would have probably hit him.
What the fuck, Matt?
I don't know about that.
Okay, it
but
wasn't porn, it was Euphoria, whatever.
Same thing.
Same thing.
It was like porn, but it was for.
Can we
it
talk about
had
that
children
episode for a
instead.
second, though?
Oh my god.
Bro, Mary wouldn't stop looking at his dick.
That's because his dick
Cow.
is just out.
Yeah.
Who's
Spoiler, even though this is like going to be, what?
Yeah, you'll be a
2
week behind.
yeah.
Bro.
You haven't fucking seen it yet.
I'm
What are
like,
you
Mary,
doing?
what are you looking at? And she's like,
No, I was like, well, it's there, so I'm going to stare at it.
He just left it out.
Yeah. He
But
was
yeah, when
literally
I have
walking
mine
around, like,
out-
yelling at his whole family
I
with
know.
his wing out.
but yeah.
He was
when-
like, "Fuck you, Nate."
but yeah,
He's
when
like,
I
I
go to
fuck
bed naked,
dudes.
when I go to bed naked, Mary's like, ew, why are you naked in bed?
All the time. I absolutely hate it.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
you go to bed naked?
Bro,
right? Isn't that
sometimes,
uncomfortable? That makes it
bro,
more sweaty.
have you ever just like laid your like nuts like on the nice, soft like sheet, dog? Oh my god.
I would feel so vulnerable.
Oh my god. I
Like,
feel
imagine if there was a
vulnerable.
fire or something, and Matt's like, God damn it, where's my underwear?
I'm gonna
And
put it
we're
on my
outside.
pee, but I have easy access because my balls are not. Well, not my balls, but my,
you know that. Did you just say like?
that's my fire extinguisher, dog.
He said pee
I
is stored
hold
in the
all of my
balls.
pee in there. Okay.
In your balls?
Yo, for the longest time, I swear to God, I thought that a man he held his pee in his balls, like in the actual ball sack, and then when you peed,
Why
it
Is
went
that
out.
not
Why do
how
you
it
say
works?
balls? How you say balls?
Balls,
That's how you say.
balls,
Balls.
balls.
Is that balls?
Well,
Hey,
we
I'm
talk
from
about
New York,
balls
alright?
all the time.
No, but like legit, I swear to God, until I was like 26, I thought that your ball sack held your pee, and then when you had peed, it had emptied it out, and that's why I like kind of shriveled up.
This is why no one listens to our podcast, because they have to
But-
turn it down.
It's
When
it's
Matt
just
talks.
wild.
They're just like, God damn it, Matt's talking about his balls again.
But anyhow,
Let me fast forward. He's like,
sometimes
Balls.
Still talking about his fucking balls.
sometimes it's just nice to just sleep naked. Like it feels amazing when you're laying on your side and
All you naked
Mary is getting
sleepers
ready to
are
go.
disgusting.
Mary's getting ready to go and have her leg up and try to lay it on me, but then I maneuver, spread my ass open, make her leg go inside of my butt cheeks, and then like a Venus flytrap, dog.
Something
Ugh.
tells me that you're not making it
I'm
up,
not
though.
making this up.
I
whatsoever.
don't like to lay next to Matt
You
when
just
he
like
doesn't wear
full
any clothes.
shin in his fucking asshole.
Bro, full shin, leg, and thigh inside of my ass.
How big is your fucking ass?
let's just say,
Jesus
let's just say,
Christ.
Sir Mix-a-Lot made that song about me.
Jesus Christ.
Baby got back. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit's wild.
This is a
But that's just
fucking-
why I like to lay naked, and it's not all the time. Like it's.
Can
every
we
now and
stop
then.
talking about this?
It's one of those.
No, I'm gonna get my point across. Sometimes I like to have my balls on a nice sheet, and not in my underwear all the time.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the.
I'm gonna unalive myself.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna go with the near-death experience.
All right, let's
Are we
watch
doing
go.
those first?
Sure, because I only have.
That's
3
me
of
every
them.
night with
Okay,
Matt.
wait.
when he sleeps naked.
Literally.
Just a near-death experience waiting to
Facts.
happen.
You're gonna lose your leg. He's
My
gonna
whole body.
But-
I just wake up, half of me still out. I'm just
half
like,
of you's
what the fuck?
digested.
and then have
the
a
other
bunch of
half's already-
splinters
It's
in
like-
my ass because
it's
he
like-
never shaves.
Fuck you. No, it's like quicksand though. It's just like
Yeah.
So you gotta stay
and
calm.
slowly. Yeah.
Yep.
Just wiggle out.
Yep.
And if you wiggle out, that's how you die. You gotta stay calm.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Near-death experience. Go, Maddie, go!
My house was being hit by a really big fucking tree and was being utterly destroyed. It was a huge windstorm. I thought an actual hornado. An actual hornado.
A hornado.
A tornado was hitting the house. I was on the floor in the dining room trying to get under the table, but couldn't because I was panicked. After a moment, I just stopped and became really calm. I just knelt there thinking, wow, this is really about to happen, huh? I finally get to what happens. I finally get to find out what happens
Jesus
when you
Christ.
die. That's kind of cool, honestly. Of course, and then I failed to actually die. So,
Damn, I hate that feeling.
Damn.
yeah.
I like the beginning of that story. I
When
like
you
to think that a
failed to-
tree was just beating the shit out of this house.
Yo.
No wind.
Harry Potter style.
Yeah, the
Low
wind just had
key.
enough.
Low key,
Spoiler,
that is one
Maddie.
of my. Low
Ugh.
key, that is one of my like things that I think could happen because like we have this huge ass like oak whatever, and it just sits right there, and it's massive, and I'm just like, yo, if that ever gave way, we are fucked. And I think about that every time it rains.
You don't think a house could survive that tree?
No,
No,
absolutely
that thing
not.
is
That's a
huge.
big bitch, bro. That's like literally the size.
That one tree blocks our whole backyard. Like, there's
Literally.
no sun because of that one tree.
Like that's literally the size of Nate's dick.
Nate.
Literally.
I mean, I ain't seen Nate's dick.
Yeah,
we
we
haven't
did.
seen his.
Yes, we did. When
What-
Maddie was looking
you
in
did?
his phone.
That wasn't his dick, was it?
Yes, it was because it was his dick,
The
and then
season
it was
one.
other dicks in there
I'm
in a
not
mixture.
watching
Because
Euphoria
when
at
I
all.
watched it, I had went and analyzed each one of them, and there were some that had like similarities, but then there were other ones that did not.
You know, it's wild. We're the ones who are drinking, and Matt's sober, and he's been the wild one this whole time.
Yo, because I'm the goat. Okay, I'm not gonna hold back my tongue.
Ugh.
Anyways.
Anyone
Anyone
Jesus.
else, please.
Anyone? This
Not
comes from Reddit user Joyful Cheese. Blacked out, exhaustion according to doctors, while driving. Woke up after feeling a jolt to see if the front of my car... Oh. Hold on.
Oh my God. Can we get somebody that knows how to read?
I told you I
She's
didn't know
literally
how
the
to
best
fucking
one out of all
read.
of us.
Woke up after feeling a jolt to see the front of my car smashed all to hell. Had somehow driven 2.5 miles semi-unconscious before completely passing out and drifted into an oncoming lane, struck a car at the crossroads, totaling mine, and seriously damaging hers. My car deflected and carried on up the oncoming lane before grinding to a halt. It was coming into rush hour, and by a miracle, I had drifted lanes during a gap in traffic long enough that I didn't hit any other cars coming towards me. It is a country road, so most people were doing in excess of 50 miles per hour. If there had been another car coming towards me at that time, I'd been dead for sure. None of my car's airbags went off, and yet the only injuries I sustained was a bruise across my chest where the seatbelt had held me. The other person in the accident was badly shaken, but otherwise completely unharmed. Still not sure how I managed to survive outside of pure luck.
Jeez.
Man,
That's
you know,
crazy.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
crazy.
I feel like if you're gonna just not pay attention while driving, just don't fucking do it.
I
You
have
know?
to take a pee break.
Okay.
You guys keep going.
Okay.
Oh, well, that.
Now for this podcast to be good, bro.
Now it's getting
Oh,
good.
shit.
No, I don't know, dude. Like that means, like I get that's wild. Like to where the point where you almost hit like another oncoming car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's crazy. But like also like you don't think you would have like at least realized what the hell's going on?
You said he was tired?
Yeah.
He was the doctor said that he had severe exhaustion.
Just stay home.
That happened to Bradley's dad. He was like, well, what he says, he was like super tired and he smacked into a school bus and nobody got hurt. But
Low key,
Damn.
my cousin did that too. He's like, I was so tired that I just fell asleep, and he like hit the side of the rail, like did a bunch of stuff and all this. And
That's
I was
wild.
like, why leave? Just stay home. Like, you have nothing that's more important than like your life,
Your
and you're like,
life.
fuck it. I'm
That's
just gonna go.
that's because you
for
guys
it.
are responsible, though.
I guess, but it's not really responsible when like I like my car.
It's alright. It's a materialistic thing.
Material girl.
Mm.
I'm just saying, like, that's crazy. I don't think I would ever just be like, hey, I'm real tired. I'm just gonna say, fuck it. Like, I'd be like, yo, I'm tired. I'm stopping this car.
Be
you know?
Cal from Euphoria when he gets super fucked up.
Dude, that had me so fucking stressed.
We all stop talking about this show. We get it. You like to watch kids bang. Like,
Well, this was last night's episode, so that's why I'm like, ooh.
I'm back, bitches.
All right, next
Had to drain
story.
the main
This
vein.
is the last
Oh.
near-death one I have.
Okay.
I have a near death also.
I do too.
Okay. Not exactly a near-death, but it is one of
then it's
those.
not on your
She said, I have the last one.
This is officially a near-death experience.
Not.
Okay. It was one of those. I was supposed to get on the 9/11 plane, but missed my flight sort of shit. When I did an exchange year to France, I was in a transition year, a year in my country school system between your final exams before college and the little or big exams you do when you're like 15. And air traffic control strikes delayed us leaving. They were nationwide, so if they held another day, we would have had to leave the country to find another airport to get us home. We stayed the night, so we found out the next morning there was no updates. So we set out for Brussels Airport in Belgium. It was the closest international airport that had the same airline outside of France. On our way, we were updated that the strikes hadn't held and we hadn't gone too far, so we turned around and headed for our original airport. We were delayed a long time, sorting out 20-odd students and teachers, but we finally got back home. When we landed in our own airport, we had just seen on the news that the Brussels airport had been bombed, killing 39 people. We did the math. We were about a 6 to 7 hour drive away from Brussels airport, and now we were delayed 4 to 5 hours. That combined with how far we had already drove and then had to drive back, we would have likely been close to the time of the attack, most likely already in the airport. It seems minute because we were still geographically still far, but the decision could have changed everything. If our teachers decided to continue to Brussels as we had already left, or the strikes held out another short while. It's crazy to think about almost 6 years later.
Yeah, that's all I'm fuck with
That's
that
fucking
That's a big
crazy.
one. There's like a lot of stories of people who were supposed to get on the 9/11 flight and didn't.
Yeah.
Like the dude from Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane. That one's the big one that I
Yeah,
know.
he was like hungover or
Yeah,
some
so
shit
he
and
missed
just
his
like
flight.
didn't get on the plane.
And
That's
Shame.
fucking crazy.
Such a
dog.
shame. Missed opportunity. Anyway,
You're an asshole. That's
how
fucking
close we
crazy.
fucking were. Anyway.
Yeah, but I love American
American
Dad.
Dad. I love
American Dad. I'm not
good
the
one.
hugest fan of like Family Guy
Family
because they're
Guy.
just over the top, but
I'm just kidding. I don't
I
really
really
watch
like
any of those
American
shows.
wow.
I
you
watch a
shut
lot
your
of
fucking face.
adult
Yeah, I'm sorry.
cartoons.
I watch PBS. I watch Nova. Learn a little
okay.
something.
Yeah,
so,
well.
Okay.
What
Anyway.
the fuck is that?
Yeah, you wouldn't get it. Okay.
Sorry, I paid
Why don't you
for
go
my
watch
TV.
why don't you go back to watching Kid Dicks?
He,
Okay, let me watch Nova.
He's like, you want to know what? I watch Elm Street. I mean, I said Elm Street.
Elm Street.
I watch
Sesame
Elm Street.
I watch Sesame Street on PBS. So
I think I know how to count to 10. Okay, so why don't you leave me alone? If I stick Rocco on you.
oh
you
shit.
mean
Have you
Rocky?
seen those?
Nah.
The
Oh.
Elmo beef with the Rock.
No.
It's like a little Zoe
Yes.
Rocco.
He's
yeah.
like, how? He's not even real. He's just a rock.
I like the one where he's like, he's saying hi to everyone in the store or whatever, and he's like, and so he's like, hey, say hi to Rocco. I'm like, hey, Rocco.
I love those. There's a lady on TikTok who draws little sketches with it,
Oh, really?
and me and the kids watch it all the time.
Dude, that
I'll
beef
tag
is
you.
serious.
And you now.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew now badge.
I'm on TikTok now.
He's on TikTok now.
Follow him and our
Yeah.
general studies one that we don't ever post or get on.
Well, that's gonna start changing because we
True.
have video content now.
That we don't use either.
We're gonna start using.
My algorithm is so off on that thing.
It's just little kids dancing.
Yeah, it's Euphoria, essentially.
Oh, awkward. Very awkward.
Mary, what was your near-death experience story?
It wasn't necessarily a near death for me because I know how
Oh.
to swim,
It wasn't for you, never mind.
but my sister didn't know how to swim. She's dumb. Because I hate her now.
That's kind of fucked. All right.
She's really dumb.
I don't like my sister right now. When we get cool again, I'll be like, just kidding. But right now,
Just
she's
kidding,
dumb.
You're smart as hell.
But
You're not stupid at all.
So I feel like I told this story on the podcast before, but maybe not. But I was like 10 or 11 weeks pregnant of Brad. We went to this lake and it had a little drop off, where it's like 3 feet and then it drops off to like the middle of the lake where it's super deep.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my brother were like swimming back and forth. He wasn't a very strong swimmer at the time,
He was
now
a very
he's just
shark.
really strong.
which is very ironic because now he's an amazing swimmer. It's like, where the fuck were you at when this story happened? But so me and him are swimming back and forth into that little thing. My sister's like, oh, I want to go. And at the time she was like 9 or like she was around Brad's age. And my brother's like, oh, I'll carry you on my back. We'll swim over there. The second that he steps off of there, she starts panicking. He starts panicking. I turn around. They're both panicking like SpongeBob and Patrick in that episode.
Yeah.
So I go over to try and help. Mind you, they had just stepped off. So they're not very far from that.
Yeah.
But
Mary's
they
like-
were scared.
Mary's like, I go over there try to help, so I just start dunking him. I start dunking him.
So I go
It's the only way
over.
they're gonna learn.
My brother was like 15 at the time, and then my sister, being as young as she was, they both used me as support to hold themselves up. So they start drowning me as well.
Ramel, they started dunking her.
Mary
Yeah.
was like, yeah, this near-death experience wasn't about me, but I almost died helping my
if I
brother and
wanted-
sister that almost died.
If I wanted to swim away and survive, I could have, but I was trying to save them.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know how long this happens. I just remember like bobbing up at one point, seeing my mom like screaming because she doesn't know how to fucking swim. So she's just,
Mira, mira! Ben, ben, ben!
yeah, she's screaming. Everyone else is watching from what I
guy's
saw
like,
in that split second.
Everyone's like, you want me to do what?
Why,
was-
why would I bend over? Why the fuck
What's
would I
what?
bend over to get these kids?
Yeah, literally. Like if you would have just yanked one of us over, we would have been fine. But
They are not all the way there, bro.
so
Jeez.
at one point, all three of us are under the water. And I look over and I see the fear in both my sister and my brother's eyes. Like you can see that they're like, help me.
Yeah.
So I remember I grabbed my sister, like I literally dug my nails in my sister and just threw her over. Just threw her. She landed on the other side. Once
Further
she
into
got,
the deep. She's like, yeah!
when I tell you we were not that far, we were literally like, this is the ledge. We're drowning right here. It's not very far. It did give me PTSD for a while. Like I would go to sleep and
Wait,
like
what'd you say?
PTSD.
Oh, okay. They
Sorry.
said PTSD.
Yo, they
She
are.
did.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You said
Sorry, I
PT
say it fast because I'm used to always having that.
Yeah,
Damn.
but you said PDSD.
PTSD. Sorry. Anyways, yeah. So once I threw my sister over, my brother was able to like swim because no one's.
He was
fucking
able to
pushing him
doggy
down.
paddle back.
Yes, and then I did, and it scared me really bad just because I was pregnant. I did see like how scared they both were, and I'm like, wow, if I didn't try to do that, they would have probably been dead, and maybe me too, and then maybe Brad, and then just my mom is just screaming because she doesn't know how to fucking swim.
So your sister was holding onto your brother so tight that you were able to throw her. And
I
then
didn't
he
throw
was
him.
free?
No. So literally the second she fucking like they weren't
That you
able to reach,
yeeted her.
he let go or she let go. So they're both bobbing right next to each other. I go over, and then they're using me, just like on fucking SpongeBob when they're like using
Dunking
each other. to
other?
hold-
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were doing that to me. I was able to grab my sister at one point and just chuck her over,
That's so fucking
and I saved
That's
my
horrible.
family. So I saved Bradley. So I'm like somewhat of a miracle or something.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but then if you would have let her drown, you wouldn't have beef with her. So it would've been
Facts.
fine.
Fuck that bitch.
Plus, if you would have let your brother drown, he would have been like stomping around the town, fucking up the sidewalks with his big ass thighs.
He does
with
have
his
those
massive
thunder thighs.
But he's like, what are we doing? And it's like, boy, if you don't fucking stop, at least
I
take
bet
your
you he can
fucking
ride a
shoes
bike
off.
very well. He's probably
He's like,
really fast.
Hey, bro, you like Fortnite?
I feel like he can't ride a bike that well.
No, I think
It's
he
too
can.
much muscle.
No, he
I feel
used to
like-
ride a bike during COVID. He used to run and ride his bike.
Yeah, that was before he started lifting shit with his legs. Apparently, now he
I
like.
think he listens to our podcast, so don't make fun of him. He's
No,
sensitive.
it's
When
actually
when does he ever listen to our podcast?
yeah.
He asked me the other day. He's like, "How's your podcast going?" And I was like, "Oh."
So he doesn't listen, or else he would know how it's going.
He would
It's
know that
bad.
Well,
I
I
haven't
feel like he was
posted
being-
all last
no,
year.
I feel like he was asking that like an asshole, kind of, because we were talking shit about him in that episode.
I'm not talking shit about him. I'm just saying he's
Him
strong
and
as
my
shit.
brother, or my cousin with the tiny thumbs.
Yeah, we were talking shit about him. We were talking
Facts.
shit about your brother. Your brother's just swole as shit for no reason.
Facts.
He's scary looking.
I mean, he
Because
is
if he
swole
ever
as
gets
me.
put in that position where he has to swim, he wants to be ready.
yeah, what's
He's
he gonna do?
fucking
Kick the?
swim.
He's
Yo,
just gonna kick the water, Moses style.
he
Split
only
it.
Or he can just kick us over back to that ledge.
he only lost weight and became a very good swimmer because of that moment. Like
That
he got
changed his life.
PTSD because of that.
PKSD.
You would think my mom would have learned how to swim, but no.
Why? She
After
wasn't
seeing
drowning.
like 3 of her children almost
Yeah,
die.
I mean, at that point, I'd be like,
The
I'm going to learn how to
grandchild.
swim.
Right.
I'm going to learn how to swim.
See, that is one thing I never understood. Swimming is the easiest thing to do. I don't.
yeah, because you float, dog.
But fear,
It's hard for the
fear
rest
is
of
what
us.
kills a lot of people in
I
the water.
never in my
That's deep.
life learned
You like that?
to swim.
As deep as the water,
yeah, that's what
next to the ledge.
So I went like.
Like, I never learned how to swim. It was just one of those things. Like I hopped in the water and I was like, all right, bet.
Matt, I've never seen you swim before.
Even though we were literally at the Kalahari not that long ago.
You weren't swimming, we were floating.
My man, like, I'm swimming right now.
I don't
That's-
think I saw you swim at all.
That's literally what it is. If you want to
We
live,
were in a fucking
if,
tube.
if you want to live, make sure if you're around water, you have an inner tube.
Yeah.
So you don't know how to
He
swim, is
doesn't
what
know
you're
how to swim.
saying.
No, I know how to swim.
I don't
Did
know
you
how
get
to
in the wave pool?
I did.
like.
Did you just stand
I was
in it?
bouncing that ass.
No, we went to the part where we could still stand. And then at one point he was like, "Oh shit!" So we backed up a little
I
bit.
guess you can't swim.
Shut the fuck up. All Mary does is talk shit.
Dude, it's not that embarrassing if you can't swim. Like I can't swim, but I can drink like really well. So if I ever get in a position where I'm drowning, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna drink all the water. Just
Done, yeah.
all the water, SpongeBob style.
Exactly.
It works. Trust me.
You're fucking stupid.
That's your husband.
At least I know how to swim, bitch. No, I'm just fucking-
You're right.
I low-key don't really. I'm not a very strong swimmer. I don't know why.
Like
I,
that.
thought you made a life decision to learn how to swim.
And
No,
she
I
still
said
didn't
my
learn.
mom was supposed to do that, and she didn't because she didn't give a fuck about
Why?
us.
She didn't drown. She was fine. She has
And
She
no
didn't
PCOS
PCOS.
save
never learned.
us.
She could have just walked over there and picked you up.
Honestly, I really don't know why anyone didn't walk closer to it. I don't know if they just didn't know where the drop was.
They probably thought you were playing around. They probably like, look at them kids.
No, because we are Hispanic, so my mom is very dramatic. My
Very.
sister is very dramatic, and
Very.
I'm very dramatic. I
Very.
think the only one who wasn't making noise was my brother.
And that's because all the water
Because he
in
was
his mouth.
actually drowning.
We were actually on the ledge the whole time. Just bent
They were
knees.
just dunking him.
Oh, you
So,
guys
yeah.
make up stories.
That's bogus. All right, what's your near-death experience?
Yo, my near-death experience was way wilder than Mary's.
When I was out in Los Angeles.
Oh my god, is this an... He brought his LA story up yesterday, by the
Yeah,
way.
when I was out in
Jesus
LA.
Christ.
To who?
To the
Who-
other one person that went with him.
Jeez. He's like, yeah, I was there. I
They
was the
both were like,
car."
God, LA.
Yeah.
He's like, do you remember when we were out in LA? I was like, yeah, bro. I was
Like yesterday.
there, dude. Yeah. I did.
I hate you guys, bro. I literally hate you guys. Anyway, my near-death experience happened when I was working security at Las Lomas.
I told you it was gross.
It was nasty.
I told you. Go ahead. Sorry.
But so I worked security at this little Hispanic spot, and there were some
yeah.
guys, and they were acting wild, and I was like, hey, if you guys keep on acting wild, we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to get you guys out of here. And they're
Yeah,
like,
suck on
okay,
them a
okay,
little?
okay. Spun around, they were like, fuck yeah, like, fuck you, man. And I was like, you're not gonna fucking talk to me like that, man. It's like,
What happened?
I was like, you're not gonna fucking talk to me in my establishment like that, man.
So this
He's
was in LA.
He was like, step the fuck up, guy.
He was like, bro, step the fuck up or step the fuck off, all right? But yeah, so they started acting stupid. So I grabbed one of my homies because I think there were 4 of them all together. So, I mean, I can handle my own, but I'm not going to take on all 4. So we went we were escorting them out. They were acting stupid, and my homie went and shoved one dude out, and dude straight up hit the hood of a car and rolled off. And then I shoved out his homies, and they were like, "Oh yeah, fuck you guys," and like just throwing up gang signs and all that other stuff. They ran over to their car.
One of the guys was deaf. He was just trying to tell him to fuck off too. He's like, "Oh my god, they're in a gang." He's just like,
just throwing up, just like.
and you're like, "I don't know what that is."
But they ran over to their car. They had an AR-15, and they started shooting at us. And I could like hear the rounds like, bing, bing, bing. Scared the
It
shit
sounds
out of me,
Exactly
bro.
what guns sound like.
What'd you say?
So they sound whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what guns
You know,
sound
if
like.
our country had better gun laws, that maybe that wouldn't have happened.
It's wild you say that because they were illegal
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and they had guns.
So if he didn't have his gun because of the gun laws, then
The only thing that stops
But
a
you
guy.
shouldn't be able to purchase an AR-15.
but it
so
was
he probably
gotten off
bought
the
that
market.
the black market.
Off
If
the
you're an
black market.
illegal,
But somebody had to have bought it.
No, not necessarily. Because
Where
they
did the gun come from?
because they are
Found it.
imported from other countries as
a
well.
lot of our guns come from, ironically, across the waters where all these army people leave them and then they sell them
Gang.
back to us over here.
A
And
bunch
then
of
they're
idiots.
imported from Mexico and Honduras.
Why the
Where
fuck you gotta
Mary's
bring
from.
him up? Don't bring up my town.
But
I like how Mary was like, if you're an illegal immigrant, when her last name is like, what's your last name? Zapato or something?
Here's, fuck you. Anyway, so that's the origin story of the baby vest because he started wearing one after that.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
think you
did.
told.
no.
Did you tell it on the podcast?
I
that
don't know
story
if I told it
before?
on the podcast, but
Probably. But
It's
we're
real
not
traumatic,
big enough
bro.
fans for our own podcast to
Yeah.
know.
low
I am. I don't think you mentioned anything
Yeah, I
about
don't
it.
I
You mentioned
definitely
about how you
remember
guys
the
met.
story.
Yeah.
Huh?
That you've definitely told us that story
Mhm.
before.
Yeah, I think
Probably
I've
at
told you
like
guys.
dinner or something
Yeah,
because we hang out.
all the time.
No, we don't.
Damn.
Okay, well, but yeah, I think that was really my only like.
Can you
Weird
imagine
ass story.
having like 52 shots and you just miss Matt? Like, just in general.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
That's how
I'm
you
the
know they were
largest target
fucked
out
up.
here. Literally, the largest one out here, and all I heard was a bing, bing, bing. Well, it was more like a. Shoo, 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 shoo. Like I was literally in Star Wars.
Matt was
like
just-
it's fucking crazy.
Matt heard like lasers and him winning a jackpot, and he's like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Glitch in the Matrix. He's actually at a casino.
And he's like, "Who's shooting at me? Who's shooting at me?" He's like, "Sir, relax, you won."
Jackpot.
Like everybody get the fuck down! I just started shooting at
It's a
people.
good thing I brought my gun here.
Like, what the fuck?
That's the only thing that stops this jackpot is a good guy with a gun.
The facts though. Like for real.
That's what I'm saying. Just bring back like dueling. You know, that would have been better. If that guy was like, "You know what? High noon, your ass," and you would have been like, "I bet," and then you had to show up
You do the little finger thing where you're like,
with assless chaps. And you're just like,
oh no. Matt takes his pants off for that moment.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
This
That-
town ain't big enough for both of our booties to be hanging on his assless jabs. And then
Matt-
they go and they're like, bow! And I just spin around, open up my ass cheeks, and bow, grab that bullet. And then they can't kill me if my ass cheek grabs the bullet.
Now that is very,
Why?
very realistic, except for the part where he shot you and it said bang. You should have said pew, ding, 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 and then you would have been like,
Yes.
you caught it,
Yeah.
like at the casino.
Yeah.
Oh, because we're at the casino.
Right.
Well, that's what
Oh, yeah.
bullets sound like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
anyway,
So we're going to switch to.
glitches in the Matrix.
Yes.
We're gonna start out small. Small. I very vividly remember falling down some concrete steps outside my grandmother's first home when I was like 4 or 5, cracking my skull open and waking up in a bright white room with a doctor and nothing else in it. The walls, the ceilings, everything shined like it was covered in lights, but it didn't hurt my eyes. I have a scar on my head under my hair from where it happened, but my entire family swears up and down that it never happened.
Ew.
This dude is like psycho and was like, y'all remember when I was in that room?
Have you guys ever watched the movie The Island
Forgotten. Oh.
with
You said-
Scarlett Johansson and I forget the guy's name? So it's about like rich white people mainly. They will buy a clone of them, and all of them are like held in this little area. And then whenever the rich guy or woman needs like a liver or a lung or a heart or just something, they'll go and like remove it from that, you know? Yeah. So in the movie, they speak about how they have a dream of when they were younger, or not that, a memory of when they were younger, and they all line up within all of them. And it's just like they
like,
all
they all
have the
have the
same.
same-
Yeah.
Core memory.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen The Forgotten before?
No.
Where so this one's also like an old timey movie, like early 2000s, but it's a mom who takes her son to the park, and it's like a same routine. She does this every day with her kid, and then one day she takes him to the park, and then she can't find him. She's like, where the fuck is my kid? She tries to report it, goes to her friends and family, her husband, and everyone's like, you don't have a kid.
Dude, I saw someone on TikTok that was like that.
Yeah, and she's like, yes, the fuck I do. So the whole movie's her and her friend who also had a daughter, same story. But he doesn't remember that he had a daughter. She had to remind him, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, I did. So the whole story is them trying to figure out where the
Is
fuck their
that
kids
with,
are. I don't know. I don't know any of the
Sandra-
actresses.
I think it was Sandra.
Anyways, at
Bullock.
the end, no, it's not. At the end of it, she gets her kid back. But yeah, that movie also is wild. Like, being a mom now, I'm like, what the fuck? If you tell me I don't have a kid, like, I wouldn't be as strong. I'd probably like unalive myself at that point.
Damn.
Really? If I had a kid and someone was like, hey, your kid's just gone, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me
but
right
like
now?
all pictures, memories, like you know your kid. You
Yeah.
just saw him for breakfast, and then they're just like, you don't have one at all.
But like how old?
I'd be
though?
like, damn, how did
he
I
was
win the
probably
lottery?
like Brad's age, like
Oh,
that.
so
age
like
range.
not old enough that you got like attached to it.
Shut up.
So like
you
by
ain't
then it's
shit.
like, hey, where's your kid? I'd be like,
Fuck
I
them
don't
kids.
know.
I guess
Anyway,
you're right.
have you seen all my disposable income?
What makes you think I spend that much money on my kids?
We spend an enormous amount of money.
Yeah,
on
we
our
spend a
kids.
lot of them.
Yeah,
But
it
only
makes
because
me
we want
hurt.
to. We went shopping the other night for like me, like to spoil myself. Whole time I'm like, Matt, look. He's like, stop trying to buy for the kids. And I'm
All
like,
the fucking time.
I love shopping for them. Anyways,
Fuck them
so
kids.
yeah, that movie's okay, but
Yeah, it should have just
It
been called
reminded me of your
like Deadbeat
story.
Parents.
Yeah.
It's like The Forgotten. It's just Deadbeat Parents.
they're on drugs the whole time.
Did you forget you had a kid? No, I don't want to see that fucking thing.
You're like,
I chose to forget.
That kid looks nothing like me. It looks
You're the
just
mom,
like him.
though.
I remember having that baby. Mm-mm. No,
be
I don't.
like, I'm snatched, so there's no way that thing came
Like-
out of me.
What is that? Like, was that Dave
Oh, okay.
Chappelle when he's talking about like whose kid is that? And it's like that's your kid. It's like that kid's
Oh.
white. Whose kid is
Oh
that?
no, that's that's yep.
Cat Williams.
Yeah, Dave
He's
Chappelle,
like-
isn't it? No, that's Cat Williams. Yeah, you're right.
Fucking.
No, I'm
I
talking,
fucking
I got it
Okay,
wrong.
Ava,
you and Ava are
chill.
spot on, bro.
That's Kevin Hart though, right?
Bro, me and Mary were on our way home from the I think it was
We were on the way home
comedy
from
club?
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, babe, like I'm gonna watch that movie. You know,
He was
the
like
Kevin
straight
Hart
faced. He was
movie.
like, we should watch that Kevin Hart movie, that basketball one. And I was like, what? And I'm like trying to name off these movies. He's like, no, that basketball one where he gets Michael Jordan's shoes. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like Mike shit. Oh my
Fuck,
god.
that shit was so fucking funny.
All right, next one.
Okay. When we were kids, sometimes my dad used to come home a little faster than normal and we'd be already eating dinner. One time we all heard him come home, open the porch door, shoes off, front door opening, tired, hello, footsteps going up the hall. All three of us. He's sitting with his brother and his mom. All three of us shouted back, hello. I remember I had gotten a good grade